in spiritual and relationship circles, soul ties refer to a deep, often spiritual bond between two people, typically formed through intimate or emotional connection. One definition calls a soul tie a spiritual connection between two people who have been physically intimate or who have had a intense emotional relationship. In context of marriage, this bond is meant to fortify love and unity. When you marry and consummate that union, you become one flesh, creating a profound bond that helps weather the ups and downs of life. However, soul ties formed outside of marriage through affairs or past sexual relationships can be harmful. And we want to talk about some of that harm.
Hmm.
Now, when you hear soul ties, what comes to mind? What does that mean to you?
What comes to my mind is definitely a spiritual connection or a deeper connection on the spiritual level. I think about the Bible verse that, you become one flesh. And I think that happens whether it's marriage or not. That's why, sex was for the married. And I say that because I also think about the Bible verse where, they're speaking of you become one with a prostitute if you have sexual sin with them. So I definitely think it's a deeper connection, emotional.
Um, do you think most people know when they're forming one?
I think a lot of people lack the knowledge of what happens. I think they lack the knowledge, whether it's from a Bible standpoint, what happens with the spiritual realm, and I think they lack the knowledge of what happens in the physical realm as well, and why I think that's how a lot of because of the lack of it, I think that's how a lot of those toxic um, traits from soul ties happen, where people are constantly going back because it's routine, it's familiar, that type of stuff. So yeah, I think it's because of the lack of knowledge. I think they definitely don't know.
If a person is single, but they have a soul tie that maybe they don't realize they got a soul tie with another person,
Hmm.
but they're single. Can they be in a healthy relation? Can they start a healthy relationship with someone else?
So yes and no. Yes, because if you were in a well, no, I guess it's just no, no, yes and no.
Yes, it's no
It's
yes or
just
no.
no, because if you're in a soul tie and still connected to a soul tie with a person, it's going to be hard for you to connect. But if you were past tense in a soul tie and you broke that connection, then yes, you can move forward with it. So for that question, I would just say across the board, no.
Um, Now we're gonna talk about singles in just a minute. More on singles because we was just talking about them. But within marriage, why do you think people risk their marriage for someone they don't want long term? But obviously, it always turns long term because of the soul ties. It's good, the convenience of it. She lies just good enough. She doesn't text, call, bother, inbox, or he doesn't. He definitely doesn't. He glad that you married. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out asking him for no nails did or nothing like that. He just busting you down. You feel me? So this is wonderful for them, or the person who's in the marriage. Why do you think people risk the entire marriage for that?
I would guess or think that people would risk the entire marriage is because that's what it would look like if those soul ties hasn't been broken. Meaning, like, if you're having premarital sex and you get married and you're still connected spiritually, emotionally, mentally to Mrs. Superhead, and your spouse is not Mrs. Superhead. So when you come across that spirit of Mrs. Superhead again, of course it's gonna connect. And the other part of they not calling, the mischievous part, the mystery part, that's just That's kinda like the icing on the cake when you dealing with that type of stuff, because who doesn't like a good mystery? Who doesn't like fun? You see what I'm saying? And like you said, when you married and you have to have a certain amount of order and to stay away from chaos, you need somebody that's gonna be okay and cooperate with "Don't bother me all the time," or whatever the case may be. But I definitely think they have those long terms because of the lack of not disconnecting from the soul ties before.
And see, I like, you know me, I'm a root issue guy. I haven't used that word on the pod in a while. But I want to go to the root of the issue. Why is the person cheating? Or why did the person feel like they needed to go out and get some type of temporary fix? You know, is it something lack at home? Have it got old? I mean, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I just truly advocate dipping and then going to get you a brand new soul tie and get you a 3-year relationship with a bust down with Mr. Superhead, whoever you want to do what you want to do, single. That's what I think like that. I just think it's that easy.
It is that easy, but I mean, I can't really speak on I don't know why people actually cheat because I'm not a cheater. But I would say if I had to guess, it's different reasons. I think it could be all above. You could be lacking something at home. You can just be a person that's battling with some type of spirit of lust or adultery or whatever that likes that type of, you know what I'm saying, that likes more than one thing. It can be all of that. So I don't, it can be all of that's why people cheat.
Why side soul ties feel special? Jen, why do some relationships feel deeper when they're wrong?
Um, the bond is deeper. The intimacy, the conversation, the routine. Um,
I got something over your old man head. I know you lying to him every day.
see,
I'm
I
sitting over here listening to you talk on the phone to your my man telling you on break and that you love him, and then I'm gonna bust you down.
see, I don't get that. And not to deviate from what we're talking about, that makes no sense to me. How can you be okay with I don't get that. I just don't get that. You're telling me that you're okay with talking to a person, seeing them being deceitful and lie in front of you, and you still want to deal with that? I don't think that's. I don't know how it goes, but I would think no. You don't get so comfortable that you feel okay talking to your spouse in front of me. I mean, take that. Let me paint my illusion of why I'm dealing with you.
All secrecy and no accountability is a thing that people seek. All secrecy and no accountability is a thing that people seek.
For like cheaters or something.
Um,
Cheaters cheat seek that.
listen. I could be single, seeking someone, you know what I'm saying, that might not be, because at this point, I don't want nothing full time dealing with you like this, and you know,
Well, that's real.
yeah, that's real.
Yeah, but
A
those.
lot of single people looking for that, looking for you to have something going on.
I mean, yeah, the Bible speaks of those type of people. The streetwalkers and the woman that's
Mm.
calling out married men's, and yeah, we. It's definitely they out there.
Now let's go down a side street, a a soul ties side piece side street, and the side street is we all seen the lady jump in the casket. Now we found out that she was the side piece. Obviously, the family was nice enough to allow her to attend the funeral and the burial ceremony, and she took it too far. What did you have any thoughts on that? Because it does pertain to us talking about soul ties and side pieces. Because obviously, that she had soul ties, she loved him just as much as the wife, I guess.
I just don't know if the family allowed it or did they not know who she was.
Well, the way she got jerked out of the thing,
Yeah,
they knew who she
once
was.
she got jerked out, but the fact that she was when she attended, I don't think nobody said, "There go his side piece." I mean,
Somebody, see, yeah,
you
somebody,
think somebody
yeah.
knew who she was? Okay, I don't know.
You think none of his cousins wasn't there, none
I
of his
think
uncles or nephews wasn't there to know what was going on. Yeah, somebody knew. Yeah.
I just think that was a very for you to be as bold
Mm,
to show up at my husband's funeral
mm.
is definitely crossing a boundary and overstepping. But to dive into his casket, uh, you know the love and the connection that you have to walk in such boldness and disrespect to do that. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I just, I want to know your opinion on that, because honestly, things like that, kids might never forget. I don't know how old a person was or how young the person was who was the deceased. Rest in peace, of course. Um, I don't know how young their children were. Or you see, uh, man, that she was wrong and she was disrespectful, and they might should have jumped her.
I mean, they took her out, but then again, I have to look at it from another perspective. Like, you know how much she had to love him
Well,
or love what he was doing for her, to her.
yeah. See, I don't know what's love. You know what I mean? And we talked about just like previous podcast. We talked about our love podcast,
But like you said, it could be a soul tie. Soul ties and love is not the same.
that's what I'm saying. I was trying to get to that. That obsession and love is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, you busting me down in a certain type of way that I really enjoy is not the same as love. Uh, the animal body can take over sometime.
Mm.
And then you mistaken lust for love, or you mistaken soul ties for love, because it wasn't never love, because he was married or she was married.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't never love, man. And something. But you know what? Some men love their side pieces, and some side pieces love they man. And I'm talking about to death.
Do you think it's possible for a man or woman to love two people or more than one person at the same time?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Very much possible and easy. But and especially for men with means
Mm.
and ability. My favorite two Bible characters, King David and his son Solomon,
Mm-hmm.
of course, loved multiple women, and they had the bag and ability to do so.
Mm.
Do you see? And now a woman, I don't know about her submitting to how can she fully submit to more than one man? I don't know. She can be entered and things of this nature. But for me on the male side, yeah, I think that's possible. Yeah. I think you need to have your money up and you need to have your mind together. And I don't know what kind of fly nigga program you running, but you're going to have to be running a fly program. But yeah, I think it's possible, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Man, no more questions? You quiet now?
I don't.
Gosh.
I just
I
asked you
love
that
those
question.
questions, man. I love questions, man. I got some more questions for you. Do you believe that soul ties with a side person always grow, even unintentionally?
I think if you have a soul tie, whether it's with a side person or not, and you leave it connected and don't having disconnected, it's going to definitely grow and become stronger, like anything else in the spiritual realm that you're connected to and shouldn't be connected to.
No, okay, I'll rephrase. Like, I don't have a soul tie with a person. And it's not a side person. I'm single. Let's go back to single. I'm single. And I don't have soul ties to anybody. And I start dealing with Billy or Sally Sue, whoever you want to throw in there. How do I recognize that this is happening and that this is unhealthy?
I mean, as far as unhealthy, you should be able to know at this age, at an adult age, if you're hooking up with someone or not, any type of signs or something that's unhealthy for you, that's not good for you. You should know what you deserve, don't like. As far as realizing that you're having a connection on a deeper level, I mean, you're gonna feel that person. You're gonna crave that person. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? There's a stimulant mentally. It all comes with that. And that's how I would think that you would know.
I think that was good. I think once you start to, one word you use, crave,
Hmm.
l- like, I'm thirsty, I need water, and you
Hmm.
start to crave, you need to ask yourself how healthy is this situation that I'm in, and that's normally what me as a single guy. That's normally when the lady, um, she might send a friend or she might send an agent at you to see your loyalty level or see what. Yeah. Ladies have sent agents at me. Um, they might do that, or they might start going through your phone while you sleep. You
Hmm.
know, those things happen first times. First time you recognize that, guys, you need to get on out of there, especially if you know what I'm saying, out here living your life like Future or a gigolo or,
Yeah, only if you're married, if
yeah.
that should be okay.
Yeah, I was saying as a single guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It seemed like marriage was too touchy. You feel me? And the marriage side pieces and soul ties, because it's a real thing. You feel me? Yeah, marriage, soul ties, and side pieces is a real thing, and I've heard a lot about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. You must don't know nothing about, never heard about marriage, soul ties, and side pieces.
I mean, I definitely heard of side pieces and soul ties, but I don't have any experience on
Mm-mm,
it.
yeah, God know.
Yeah,
Yeah, God know.
I don't know how deep the connection becomes when you're married, dealing with somebody on the outside, or vice
Man.
versa, dealing with the married man. I
Oh
don't,
Lord.
that
Yeah.
I have experience on needing to break a connection with someone, knowing I need to break the connection because we've been broken up, but thoughts, memories come back,
Mm-hmm.
or when you're lonely, you think, all type of, I know, oh, I need to break this because this is not good. I should not be yearning or wanting that. Now, as far as me as a married woman with a deeper connection, yearning my husband, craving it's just, I love it. So I don't,
Yeah. So let me ask you this. A positive and a negative to what you just said. I need um to break this, what
Mhm.
I got going on. Okay. This ain't right. You said we done broke up. This ain't right. Okay. Is distance better than new meat to help you get over the hump? I just gotta ask. I'm sorry. That's
Especially
major.
for a woman, yes, because
Distance or new meat?
distance.
Oh, okay.
And I say distant and disconnect. I say disconnect. You want to disconnect everything. And I say that for a woman because we are internal creatures. So what you don't want to do,
It's to form a new soul tie.
that's exactly why I was about to go with it.
Before you can even heal.
Okay, so you're going to be connected to this man. We just said that there's a Bible verse that says that you become one flesh. So now you're one flesh and you battling that connection with this person. You're going to get you a new body up under that. And we're emotional creatures. And we just said a soul tie come from emotional connection and all of that.
A
Like,
bunch of
that
different
don't make
spit in the
sense.
same cup.
So we're just going to keep, now that don't make sense to me. And I said that, I mean, it shouldn't make sense for anybody, but I say that definitely over a woman, over a man, because a man is not as emotional connected. So they're not internal, so they're not inserted. Like, it's so deep. I say definitely distance for a woman more over than a man.
I'm telling my boy both. Telling him distance and
New body.
Miss Sally. Yeah, a new body. Simply because the new body is gonna help you men can't win sometimes.
Hmm.
Okay? And if I keep messing with you And I know I need to get on away from you because you probably toxic, tearing up my stuff and things of this nature. You know, they do. They be over there tearing my little boy stuff up. Okay, him and all his soul ties and the situation he got going on with women and things like this. And so I remember living that life, you know, and I hate to watch him, you know, fall back into the same trap of, you know, Casanova. But Casanova smooth. And so since you ain't smooth, you probably need to break those soul ties before you get into another situation. And now you got two situations and two people trying to jump on you and beat on you.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And so I just don't think it's healthy. I think distance for young men is good. It's going to be hard to tell young modern men, especially the heathen man, especially the we just talked about bastards, especially the heathen, the bastard, to just not have sex. It's going to be hard to tell them that, especially before, I'm talking about before frontal lobe fully develops, maybe around 25, 26. So after that, I advocate for distance. Before that, really, I advocate from 19 to 25 to have no sex, really, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're doing. You don't got no money, and you about to have some children, and you just about to be a burden on, you feel me, on your support system. I don't mean no harm. It just is what it is.
There's other ways to break soul ties. You can, the no contact distance is definitely good. You can do a repentance, renewing of the mind. Um, shift your mindset and cast down those thoughts or whatever. Um, you can definitely do all of that to help break. Removing things. You know how, like, I know for me, I have had, a lot of women, we get gifts and stuff from a guy. Where if you want no contact and you're trying to distance from, sometimes you got to destroy the gifts too or give them away just to break that connection.
I want to go back to the married just for a second before we close on out. How married couples protect their unions from soul ties interference. I got limit opposite sex emotional excess. No secret apps or hidden conversations. That's very normal. They are here in marriages. Share your loneliness with your spouse, not the strangers. But I gotta stop on that one because that one is big. Because if I'm sharing with my spouse and then I get my head bit off, and the stranger don't bite my head off, they want to be nice and console me. Now I'm conflicted. I'm sure some of you all have this problem or have had that problem. I want to talk about it. What do you think about that?
I think
you go to your spouse to share.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even share. They bite your head off. Bite your head off. What do?
You wait till they come down or the opportunity to still have that conversation and just add in the conversation of how you didn't like how they bit off your head. And because they love you, because it's a marriage, right? So y'all in this to make it work, you move forward. We're not biting off the spouse's head. It's all about communication. I want you to communicate with me. And if I didn't have the right reaction, or if I communicate with you, or my reaction of communication, we're here to talk about it to move forward, not for you to run to Sally Sue because she made you feel good and listen. So, yeah.
The flus are going to listen.
Of course.
I'm here to tell you, the flus are going to listen.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
And Mr. Smooth going to listen too.
Of course they are.
He can't wait to listen and bust you down. I mean, he just can't wait to listen to what you talking about. Yeah, Major did what? So-and-so did what? Yeah. I actually got two more questions I got to ask him. I just absolutely got to. What boundary do you think married couples neglect the most? That's a good one.
What boundary do married couples neglect? Honesty, truth, And communication.
That's not a boundary. That's like a
Yes, it is.
standard. That's
No.
like a standard.
No, people do
How's that a
not
boundary?
communicate because okay, so when you're in a relationship, people don't want they have a certain boundary. I don't want to talk about exes. I don't want to talk about this. It's boundaries, and so because we don't, so we now we don't cross, and they go find other people to talk about it with.
Communication.
Communication is definitely a boundary that is neglected because you should. I mean, yes, we should be open and honest with our spouse, but a lot of times that's neglected because nobody want to when communication becomes uncomfortable, nobody likes being uncomfortable. Nobody likes hearing the truth. Nobody wants to be wrong, you know, especially in a marriage. So definitely all of those.
Okay. I mean, that's good. And I mean, I'll accept that answer. I think it was good. You guys like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think. Can a marriage do you think this, and I know you don't know about this. I know you haven't been through this. Okay, but it's a question. Let's appease the audience. Can a marriage get stronger after a soul tie is broken?
After the soul tie is broken with the outside source or with each other?
With the outside source.
Can the marriage become stronger?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't have an outside source intervening. Yeah, because I mean, if we go deeper on it, we're talking about, okay, the reason, I mean, we just kind of just touched there a little bit. We're talking about something that's going on in the spiritual realm. We know that the enemy comes to destroy, kill with all the stuff that you know. So, of course, when you go to the outside source of somebody, of course, that lust is going to, everything with sin is going to be looking appealing. The lust is going to be there. The deceitfulness is going to be there. Yes, I want to listen. Yes, I'm not here to hurt you. No, I don't want to interrupt your marriage. All of it starts like that because of what's going on in the spiritual realm of what's lurking and trying to destroy what you got going on. You have to have the knowledge and the discernment and the strength and discipline to not engage it. But if you do, know to cut it off. And yes, it can strengthen your marriage when you cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's sitting there waiting for you to cut a soul tie or don't recognize that they don't got 100% of their spouse, you feel me? That's crazy too, and that's another topic. But do you have any closing thoughts?
I would go with what you said. If you're at a place to where it's that uncomfortable, you're that connected to someone else, let it go. Let it go. Move on. You don't have to play these games and keep getting these different bodies and intertwining what's going on with each other.
That's good. I'm with that. Definitely let it go. I said let it go earlier.
That's why I said
get on out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? You feel like that, man, just go ahead and get on out them 4 way and go bust yourself down. Go bust it down. Now, I have in closing, everybody wants a faithful spouse and a secret escape hatch. But you can't be loyal and sneaky at the same time. You can't build a home during the day and bar intimacy at night. You're either all in or you're halfway out the door. So if your heart has a password, your spouse doesn't know, you're not married. You're multitasking, and multitasking love always ends the same way. Somebody gets hurt, somebody gets confused, and somebody gets replaced. Tie your soul where you lay your head. Everything else will destroy your peace. And that's major.
That's major.